Find the mean, mode and median for the following data. So, well, let's start with the mode because that's the most commonly occurring. We can see the scores here. The most commonly occurring is just the one with the highest frequency. Frequency just means how often it happens, so the one with the highest frequency has happened the most. We can see there's 5 14s. So remember, it's the actual data value that's the mode, not the 5. The 5 just indicates that the 14 is the mode. These are not data items. Our data items go 10, 14, 14, 14, and so on, and there's some 16s, a 20 and a 22. So it has to be the data that we look to for these values. Now the mean, we looked at that in the last example. If we do score times frequency, 10 times 1 is 10. That's the same as adding up this 110, and 14 times 5. So 14 times 5 is 70. And that's the same as adding up the 5 14s. 16 times 4 is 64. 20 times 1 is 20. 22 times 1 is 22. And if we add those up, then we get the total for the data. So that's 10, add 70, add 64, add 20, add 22, and that gives us 186. So to get the mean, total divided by the number of pieces of data, so we'll just divide the last answer by the number of pieces of data, and we get 15.5. So it's just the median left to do. Now we can see there's 12 pieces of data, so if we do our calculation of 12 plus 1 divided by 2, that gives us 6.5. That means we need to be between the 6th and 7th pieces of data. So if you think about these as a list, you've got 110. Let's just write it out. We've got 110, then we've got 5 14s. Then we've got 4 16s, and so on. So the 6th piece of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is a 14, and the 7th piece of data is a 16. So we need to be in the gap here, which is 15. Now we can also find that without taking it out of the table by using what's known as a cumulative frequency. So we've got one piece of data here. Then we come across 5 14s. So at the end of the 14s, we've got 6 pieces of data. Then we get 4 16s, so we have 10 pieces of data at the end there. So we can identify from here that the 6th piece of data is a 14, and then the next piece of data would be a 16. So we don't need to take it out of the table in order to do this.